Welcome and thank you for attending this webinar on search and clipping tools for qualitative research. My name is Tol Kesson and I'll be presenting with my colleague CJ Johnson. We have about 30 minutes slated for this webinar. The presentation will take about 15 minutes and we'll use the rest of the time to answer your questions. So the best way to ask questions is by typing them in the questions window that you should see in the bottom right corner of your control panel. We'll keep track of your questions and answer them at the end of the presentation. Also, feel free to email or call us anytime after the webinar to discuss specific questions. For the agenda, we'll begin with an introduction to 3Play Media and the services and tools that we offer. We'll talk about the workflow and steps involved in uploading and processing your media files. Then we'll give a live demonstration of the ClipMaker application and end with pricing information. 3Play Media was a spin-out from MIT. We've been operating for a little over 3 years, and we do regular work for about 100 customers. Our core business is to provide high-quality transcription services. We have developed a unique process that creates transcripts that are time-synchronized word for word. That means that each word in the transcript knows exactly where it lives in the media file. We also develop productivity tools to take advantage of this time text data, such as ClipMaker, which allows qualitative researchers to search video down to the spoken word and create clips simply by highlighting the text. We'll demonstrate how that works in a minute, but first we'd like to briefly review the workflow and process. The first step to get started is to set up an account. This is a very quick process. Your account allows you to manage your files, monitor job status, and adjust transcription settings. You can have multiple users and have control over who sees what. We've undergone rigorous security and privacy audits for our enterprise customers, and as a result, we've implemented a lot of security and privacy measures. For example, we have secure control over data streams, we provide secure file transfer options, and our staff have undergone background checks and entered into confidentiality agreements. After you set up an account, we need you to upload the actual video or audio files for us to transcribe. You can upload files directly from your account using the secure web uploader, or you can use FTP. If you have a continuous need to process files, you can use our APIs to develop a fully automated workflow. Everything is web-based, so there's no software to install. So we use a unique process that combines automatic speech recognition with human cleanup. Typically, a computer does about 2/3 of the work, and human editors do the rest. This results in transcripts that are 99% accurate, even in cases of poor audio quality, multiple speakers, difficult content, or accents. Without exception, all of our work is done in the USA. We have about 100 editors on staff, and we're able to match their expertise with discipline-specific content. We're also able to input keywords or an interview guide or other documentation that provides relevant vocabulary. All of this results in more efficiency and a higher quality product. Our normal turnaround is typically 2 business days, and we offer a next business day rush service. So when processing is complete, you'll get an email alert. You can then log into your account and then either begin using ClipMaker or download transcripts in any format. You can add timestamps to your transcripts and adjust the timestamp interval. For example, you can insert a timestamp every paragraph or every 5 seconds. And unless you tell us otherwise, your transcript files will be stored indefinitely in your account, and you can access them anytime. Of course, if you want us to delete the files, we're happy to do that as well. So you can launch the ClipMaker application directly from your account. ClipMaker gives you the ability to search through a collection of videos, and you can create video clips simply by highlighting text. There's even a tool that can automatically generate video clips from a search term. Once you've created a clip reel, you can export it as a new video file for inclusion in PowerPoint or other applications. You can also print out a sort of edit decision list for use with other video editing software. It's worth noting that ClipMaker is completely web-based. That means that there's no software to install, and you can use it anywhere from any computer with an internet connection. We know that researchers are often on the road, and this gives them the ability to analyze data and work on reports at their convenience. Now I'll hand it over to CJ, and he'll demonstrate how it works.
Thanks, Tol. If you'll bear with us just a second, we're going to switch over to the internet browser so we can show the application. All right, so this is ClipMaker you see on your screen right now. I'm just going to point out a few of the components that are on the page. First of all, up top on the menu, you see a few options. Right now we're on the collection option. A collection simply refers to a group of files. Typically this is your entire project, or it can also be created out of a subfolder of your project if you want to narrow down your pool of files to be analyzed. Second, the working clip reel. This is empty right now, but basically this is a holding point for you as you make clips in the application. Third, once you're done with the working clip reel, you can save it and load saved clip reels later when you come back to the application. And fourth is the auto clipper tool. I'll demonstrate this in a moment. Basically, this is a way to very quickly create clips from your content. Down the bottom here, you can see the video player and the transcript. I'll quickly demonstrate the synchronization of the video with the transcript.
That's good. Thanks for coming. So, you just finished up a speech to a bunch of marketers downstairs.
As you can notice, each word is highlighted as it's being spoken in the video. This demonstrates the word-to-word synchronization that 3Play creates. You can also search the transcript for a keyword. So, say I search for the word Facebook. I get highlights where I can quickly jump down into the video wherever that word occurs. Once I find something I like, I can simply highlight the text and click the clip scissor button to add it to my working clip reel. So you can see the highlighted text was added to the clip reel, as well as the video title and the in time and the out time. I can add clips more quickly by simply searching the entire archive, say for the word video, and I see black and blue timelines that represent the video over time. Blue means that the word was found. So the video was found here in this segment, this paragraph of the transcript. I can click Add to Clip Reel to add this to the clip reel as well. Going back to the auto clipper, I can search over all segments in my archive and add, in this case, 4 clips everywhere where the word video appears in my archive. Once I've created a clip reel, I can go and preview them, rearrange them, click on one to play it back in the archive, or when I'm finally done, I can save it off to my saved clip reels. Toll mentioned a couple of different ways to output the data. One way is to use the print button, which will actually open up a text representation of the video. It's basically sort of a black and white representation of what you see on the clip reel screen there. It has in times and out times, and text to go along with it. It also shows some basic statistics such as the total duration of your clip reel, how many clips are used, how many files are used from your archive, so you can make sure that you're utilizing all of the assets within the collection. And finally, it gives you a group of keywords, sort of a tag cloud type idea, so you can see what, in general, the clip reel is about. Once I've actually saved them, I can go and view the clips, and I can export them in many different types. So we have some audio-only types, MP3 and WAV. There's also, for example, if you wanted to export the actual video to PowerPoint, you could export as WMB. If you wanted to use it in Final Cut Pro, for instance, you could use AVI. There's also MOV and MP4 for different video options. And what this actually does, it goes in across all the videos, and based on the clip reels that you've created, actually cuts the video out and creates one video that represents that clip reel you've created. And with that, I'll hand it back to Toll.
Great. So the last thing that we want to talk about is the pricing.
It's pretty straightforward. For interviews, it costs $165 per hour of content. Focus groups cost $195 per hour of content.
And that includes all output files and unlimited use of ClipMaker and indefinite storage of your transcript files. Also, it's worth noting that there's no minimum duration for files, and the billing is exact. So that means that even if you upload a file that's only 45 seconds, you'll only be billed for that exact amount. We've included 2 links here for you to use to get started or to learn more about our solutions. Also, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to talk through any questions you might have. And with that, we'll begin answering some of your questions. So feel free to type them into the questions window. Okay, so there's a question about what happens with multiple projects and how do you keep data separate from different users. So I'll let CJ answer that.
So the idea of projects are siloed off from each other in the system. You can share access to projects with different users. In terms of keeping research separate, let's say you did two separate studies, that one's on Doritos and the other is on Coke or something. You can actually create different collections. So a collection can be both of those studies together, or it can be just the Doritos project, or it can be just the Coca-Cola project. And so you have an unlimited number of collections you can create, and when you create one, it contains references to those files and also allows you to make clip reels for them. So at any time you can start fresh.
Okay, so there's a question about what kind of file formats we can handle on upload. The system is actually very flexible in this respect. We support 237 different media formats, which means that pretty much any type of video or audio file that can play on your computer is acceptable for upload. So there's another question about volume discounts. And yes, we do provide volume discounts for pre-purchased quantities of time. So, for example, if you pre-purchase 100 hours of content, there's a discount associated with that. And you can get additional information on volume discounts and pricing on our website. There's a link there for pricing. Okay, well, with that, we'll wrap up this webinar. We want to thank everyone for joining us. And once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to call or email us anytime, and we'd be happy to discuss it with you. Okay, thanks again.